Okay, you're good.
Okay. Hey guys, sorry. We had some technical difficulties on the last video, so it stopped. So we're gonna try this again and see if this one works. Better?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, so we're just gonna start from the very beginning, okay? So seated, comfortable position. You wanna make sure that your hips are just a little bit higher than your knees. So maybe grab a blanket to sit on or something along those lines. Okay, I'm gonna sit up nice and tall. Take a big breath in through your nose. Exhale, open mouth, side out. And again, inhale. Open mouth, side out. And again, big breath in. And open mouth, side out. We're going to work with a breath, a little pranayama, a little bit of breath work. It's called, actually I don't know what it's called. I call it the candle breath because you're pretending like you're blowing out a single flame candle out in front of you, and you want to be careful not to spill the wax. So when you exhale, you actively purse your lips and you just blow out through that little hole that your lips make. Exhaling and getting that candle to blow all the way out. Really, really good for the lungs. I read an article by a respiratory therapist that had recommended this breath if you were ever having any breathing issues of any sort. And it's funny because I got all excited because this is a breath that I use all the time, and being that I have asthma, I think it's probably really good and supportive for those bronchial tubes. So if you have allergies, if you have asthma, if you have a cold, she said that this is one of the breaths to use that really help to stave off pneumonia, especially if you're willing, and you have to be willing, to breathe through it even when it can possibly hurt or be uncomfortable, feel discomfort. So we're going to work with this candle breath a little bit this morning. It's one of my favorites. So you're going to sit up tall, and I just want you to feel through your body. Make sure that you're comfortable in your seat. Because if at any point anything feels really uncomfortable, that's going to be where your focus goes in your body. And I want you to try to keep your focus in your breath and your lungs. So if for some reason, and this is definitely me, I can do it for a little while, but if you need to sit up against the couch, we're going to work with our low back today, releasing our low back. So maybe it's tight right now. You need a little bit of support. Prop yourself up against the couch or a wall or something, just for these next few moments while we practice this breath. So you're going to inhale through your nose. And then you're going to purse your lips and you're going to blow out that single flame in front of you for as long as you can, okay? And again. We can go a little bit longer. On that exhale. Two more. Purse those lips, blow that single flame out in front of you. One more time. Inhale, bring your palms together to heart center. And we're going to pretend like all of those fingertips now are candle flames. And I want you to blow over the top of your fingertips. Okay, inhale. Purse those lips, blow over the top of your fingertips. See if you can actually get your breath to curve or arc over your fingers. One last time. All the way out. Inhale, arms reach up. Separate out your hands. Slide your rib cage up. Slide your shoulders up. Exhale, soften your shoulders. Release your hands down to each side of your body to the earth. Stretch your legs out in front of you. Inhale, arms up the side of your body, back up to the ceiling. Look up. Flex your feet, spread your toes wide. Exhale, arms come down, hands touch each side of the floor. One more time, flex those feet, spread those toes wide, slide up the sides of your body. Inhale up, gaze up, fingers spread wide. Exhale, arms to the sides. Cross your legs again, but this time bring your opposite leg that you had in front. So I had my right leg in front, so I'm going to bring my left leg in front. Okay. I'm going to inhale, lifting your chest. Sway in the back, seated cow. Exhale, round and drop the head, seated cat. Inhale, lift. See if you can find a way to start to move your energy and your awareness into your low back. Even though these movements incorporate, feels like, about 85% of your mid and upper back, can you start to navigate your way into your low back? Sometimes that's just a little side to side wiggle. Maybe you push back a little bit more in your cat to incorporate your lower spine. One more time. As you inhale, bring yourself to a neutral spine. Take your ribs to the right, forward, left, and back. Okay, come back to a neutral spine. Ribs to the left, forward, to the right, and back. Neutral spine. Ribs to the right, forward, a little bit more forward, to the left, and back. And then one more time, neutral spine, ribs to the left. Bring your ribs and your chest forward. Bring your ribs to the right and back. Take it into a neutral spine. Inhale, slide your arms up the sides of your body, up to the ceiling. Exhale, your hands come to each side of your body, down to the floor. Left fingertips connect to the earth. Slide your right arm up, all the way up to the ceiling, just straight up. I know I'm leaning a little bit. That's because I have really short arms and it's hard to reach the floor. Try not to lean if you can help it. Exhale that right hand to the floor. Fingertips, fingertips. Okay. Take that left arm, slide it straight up. Reach. Try not to lean. Maybe if I just go on my middle fingertip. Exhale, release it down. Left fingertips to the floor. This time we will lean. Take that right arm, turn your palm up to the ceiling. Bring it all the way up. Slide it up, swoop it up. Go ahead and plant that left palm. Actively push your right glute to the floor and reach that right arm up and over to the left. You want to actively press your right glute into the floor or to the blanket as much as you are reaching your right hand over to the left, so that there's a big pull between your ribs and the top of your hips. Okay, soften your right glute, reach that right arm up to the ceiling, take it all the way to the floor, turn that left palm up to the ceiling, swoop it up, and again, actively push your left glute down as you reach that left arm up and over. Actively pressing that left glute down as you're reaching. Good. As you inhale, go ahead and relax that left glute. Bring your left arm up to the ceiling. Slide off of your right hand and reach your right hand up to the ceiling too. Exhale, bring your right hand to the floor out in front of you. Left hand to the floor out in front of you. Take it into a cross-legged seated forward fold. And then inhale, come back up. Okay, take that left leg, slide it out. Take your right leg and slide it out. Sit up nice and tall. You can continue to sit on the blanket or you can take it out from underneath you. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, right hand to right foot. Left arm reaches up, and see if you can give yourself a little bit of twist and look up to the ceiling. Inhale, center. Exhale, left hand, left foot. Same thing, a little bit of twist here. Look up to the ceiling. Inhale, center. Exhale, right hand, right foot. Don't be afraid to give yourself a little bit of bend in those knees. Inhale, center. Exhale, left hand, left foot. And inhale, center. Big reach here. Exhale, left hand to the floor. Right hand to the floor. Reach it out in front of you. Flex those feet if you can. Woo. And inhale, walk it back. Good. Take those legs and bring them together. We'll take the blanket, if you've been sitting on one, out from underneath you. Take it off to the side. And we'll come to all fours. Okay? Inhale, lift your tailbone up to the ceiling. Then take your hips over to the right. Then point your tailbone to the floor. Then take your hips over to the left. Make sense? Bring it back to center. Tailbone points up to the ceiling, so you're in like a cow position. Hips head to the right. Tailbone points to the floor, so you're in a cat position. Hips to the left. And tailbone comes back up to the ceiling. Can you make that motion a little bit more fluid? Can you make circles with those hips? We're just going to go in one direction. This is my go-to move. I have had back problems forever because I fell on concrete holding my baby, and it's messed my hips up ever since. And we're going on, I think it's been about 11 years. And so it just stiffens up. There's a lot of scar tissue and a lot of, stuff that happened in there when I fell. And it hurts, especially after sleeping. So this is a big move for me that really releases that hold that my muscles have over all the bones. So this is a good one to try. And now that you're at home, probably feel a little bit safer to try it. Next time you're back to center, we're going to stop and go the other way, but it's like hula hooping. One way, no problem, easy. The other way, not so good. So we're going to go slow again. So point your tailbone up to the ceiling. Take your hips to the left. Point your tailbone to the floor. Take your hips to the right. Point your tailbone up to the ceiling. You're back at center. Hips to the left. Point your tailbone to the floor. Back at center. Hips to the right. Okay? Tailbone left. Down to the side. And again, see if you can make this movement A little bit more fluid. If you can't, that's fine. Doesn't have to be. Just keep circling around. Just keep circling. Couple more. Last two. Last one. Find your way back to center. Big toes touching, knees spread wide. Reach your hips back to your heels. Relax your elbows to the floor and bring your forehead to the mat for wide-legged child's pose. On your next inhale, rise up just enough to get your knees underneath you. And if this is not an accessible pose to you, then just stay in that wide-legged child's pose, okay? Sometimes this is just not accessible to a lot of people. So don't be afraid to just ignore this one completely. But if you can, if it's accessible to you at all, go ahead and bring those legs together underneath you. See if you can lower your elbows to the floor. That's kind of step one, okay? And then you can just let your head hang. Or maybe after a couple of breaths, you can get your forehead to the floor. We'll be here for 7 more breaths, okay? So whenever you're ready, try to just settle yourself down. We have 3 more breaths. Really try to find some expansion in that inhale and a softness in your exhale. Inhale, find your way up to all fours. Spread your fingers wide, curl your toes under. Exhale, up and back, downward facing dog. Okay, let's start to pedal through those heels. Taking your time. Maybe you linger on one side over the other. Get your chest a little bit closer to your thighs. And then come back to stillness. Fingers spread wide. Turn those elbow pits, the eye of the elbows forward slightly. Draw your shoulder blades away from your ear. Belly pulled in. Big breath in. As you exhale, let your heels soften a little. Don't be afraid to bend those knees. Let your head release. Inhale, bring your gaze up to the front of your mat, up to your thumbs, and as you exhale, walk your feet forward. As forward as you can go. Plant those feet about 2 fists width apart from each other. Okay, bend your knees slightly, navel to spine. Inhale, arms up, all the way up to the ceiling. Bring your left hand to your spine, grab a hold of your left elbow. Lift that left rib cage, hinge over to the right. Inhale, center, reach your arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, your right hand comes to your spine, grab a hold of that right elbow. Lift your right rib cage, hinge to the left. Soft knees, make sure your knees aren't locked out. Inhale, center, hands come up one more time. Left hand to your spine, grab that left elbow. Lift your left rib cage, hinge. Inhale, center, reach your arms. Oh, there's a light above me. Grab a hold of, bring your hand to your spine, grab a hold of your right elbow, lift your right rib cage, and hinge. Good. Inhale, come back to center, reach your arms up. Let's stay upright. Exhale, arms to your sides. Take that left leg, pull it into the center. Wrap your right leg over your left. Square yourself up. Bring your hands to your hips, navel to spine. Press your glutes back. Come about halfway over. I can't quite get to halfway. Outside of my legs, they're talking to me. Not sure what they're saying, but they're talking. Inhale, take it up. Switch. Bring that right foot underneath you. Take your left foot over the top. Square yourself up with me. Press those glutes back, navel to spine. Oh, a little bit more space here. Inhale, stand it up. Okay, switch those legs again. Bring that left leg to center, right leg goes over. Square yourself up. Exhale, navel to spine. This time maybe you can reach to the floor, or if you have a block or a piece of furniture in front of you, hold it here. Plant those feet. Press your feet firmly into the earth. Inhale, look out in front of you. Hands come to the hips. A little balancing action. Stand it up. Good. Take your right foot off of your left. Bring your right foot to center. Left foot over the top. I don't line my feet up. I never have. Maybe it's just because of my thighs. I'm not sure. But I have always kept my foot out in front a little bit. So my rule is that I line up my pinky with the beginning of my heel, not the back of my heel. So just however you want to stand, just make sure that you're standing comfortable for the shape of your body and your legs and everything. Hands to the hips, navel to spine, press those glutes back. If you can come halfway, great, stay here. If you can get to a piece of furniture, a block, or the floor, fold forward as far as you can. Hold it here and breathe. Actively press your feet into the earth. Good. Inhale, bring your gaze forward, hands to your hips. Press your feet into the floor, navel to spine. Stand it up. Good. Go ahead and release your feet from each other. Inhale, right hand stays to your hip, left arm reaches up. Hinge to the right. Okay, you're going to take that arm, you're going to bring it out in front of you. Your chest is going to follow. You're going to roll all the way over to the left. Come back to center and bring your left hand to your hip. Right arm reaches up. Hinge to the left. Bring that arm out in front of you, your head out in front of you, your chest out in front of you. Roll yourself around to the right. Oh, reach that arm up and release it to your hip. One more time. Left arm comes up to the ceiling. Hinge to the right. Bring your arm, your head, your chest out in front of you. Roll it around to the left and back up to standing. Left hand goes to your hip. Right arm reaches out. Hinge to the left. Bringing it around in front of you. All the way around. Over to the right. Up to the ceiling. And release. Excuse me. Walk your feet in a little bit closer to each other. Not quite toes touching, but just a little bit closer. Lift, broaden, proud chest. Open that chest. Pull those shoulders back into mountain pose. Spread your fingers wide. Lift your chest. Bring your gaze up to the ceiling. Take those arms and start to spread them a little bit wider. Inhale them all the way up to the ceiling. And then exhale, nice gentle swan dive. Forward fold. Inhale, step your right foot back into a lunge. Go ahead and lower your right knee to the earth. Grab that blanket if you need it under your knee. Inhale, arms up. Oh. Exhale, your right hand to your left leg. Left arm up to the ceiling, slight twist, bring that gaze up. If you remember, you saw this before. We did this in a different pose. Inhale, arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, left hand comes to left knee, look up to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, bring your hands to the floor. Okay, depending on your comfort level, maybe you have blocks, you might want to bring your hands to blocks. You can just stay right here for the duration, or you can plant that right hand to the floor and exhale that left arm up to the ceiling. Navel to spine and pull that left leg in just a little bit. As you exhale, bring your left hand to the inside of your left foot. Reach that right arm up to the ceiling and see if you can squeeze your left knee into the back of your left arm. Oh, exhale, release. Both hands to the insides of the legs. I'm going to start to shift my weight back towards my right heel, and I'm going to lift that whole left foot, except for my heel, off of the ground, straightening my left leg. Good. Start to walk it forward. Shift your left hand to the outside of your left leg. Curl your right toes under. Lift that right knee. Plant your hands. Step back to downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Drop into your dog. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, walk your feet forward. Bring those big toes just a teeny tiny bit closer together. Arms out to your side. Inhale, come up. Exhale, mountain pose. I just thought about that, dropping into your dog. Whenever sometimes I say stuff like that, like a picture will flash into my mind, and I instantly just saw myself falling into my golden retriever Macy, thinking how much she wouldn't like that. So maybe, if you do have a dog around, don't drop into your dog. Just maybe move a little bit deeper into your downward facing dog pose. Leave your dogs out of it. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, left foot comes back into a lunge. Go ahead and lower your knee to the mat. Okay. Inhale, arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, bring that left hand to your right leg. Twist and turn and look up to the right a little bit. Inhale, center. Exhale, your right hand to your right knee. Twist and turn and look up to the left a little bit. Inhale, center. Exhale, bring your hands to the floor and stay right here for the duration. If this is it, if this feels good to you or you feel like you're getting a stretch. Or plant your left hand to the mat. Exhale, that right arm up to the ceiling. Keeping navel to spine and that right leg pulled into your abdomen. Exhale, your right hand to the inside of your right foot. Woo! Exhale, left arm up to the ceiling. Squeeze that right knee into your right tricep. Exhale, hands down. Both hands are to the inside of your right leg. Shift your weight back towards your left heel. Straighten your right leg. Lift that right foot, those toes. Keep your heel planted. Stretch. Inhale, take it forward. Walk your hands out. Transfer that right hand to the outside of your right leg. Curl those left toes under. Lift your left knee. Back to downward facing dog. Big breath in. Fill up. Exhale all the way out. Inhale, bring your gaze forward. Exhale, walk your feet up to the front of the mat. Plant those feet. Bend your knees, navel to spine. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, right leg goes back into a lunge again. This time maybe you can keep your knee lifted, but please don't feel like that's a requirement. You can always bring your knee to the floor. Inhale, arms up. Soften your shoulders away from your ears, navel to spine. Inhale here. Exhale, right hand to your left leg. Twist and turn, slightly look up to the left. Remember, you can drop your knee at any time and that you are honoring your body in the place that you are in this moment. Inhale back to center. Exhale your left hand to your left knee. Twist and turn, slightly look up to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale your hands to the floor. Plant that right hand. Exhale, left arm up to the ceiling. Squeeze those inner thighs towards each other. Okay, we're going to exhale that left hand to the inside of your left foot. Try to keep your back foot into a lunge. You can always bring it to a warrior 2 foot if that feels better. Squeeze your knee into your tricep. Reach that right arm up to the ceiling. Navel to spine. Exhale, release your right hand to the floor so both hands are to the inside of your left leg. See if you can release your right heel to the floor and straighten through your front left leg the best you can. Woo, hold it right here. Feel that in my back, personally. Good. Take a big breath in. Exhale, take it to your lunge. Plant your hands. Oh, step back to downward facing dog. Woo! Pedal out those heels for a moment. Maybe shake out that right leg a little bit. Man, oh man. All right, inhale, look up to the front of your mat. Exhale, walk your feet forward. Inhale all the way up, navel to spine, slight bend of the knees. Reach, a little wiggle, a little bit of rib shimmy. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Okay, here we go. Inhale, left foot goes back into a lunge. Please remember, again, you can always lower that left knee to the earth, okay? Inhale, arms up. Soften your shoulders away from your ears, navel to spine. Strong, proud pose here. As you exhale, take that left hand to your right knee. Slight twist, turn, and look up to the ceiling. See if you can draw those inner thighs towards each other, give you a little bit more stability. Inhale, take it to center. Exhale, your right hand goes to your right knee. Left arm reaches up, and a little bit of twist, looking up to the ceiling. Navel to spine, thighs drawing towards each other. Inhale back to center. Soften your shoulders. Exhale, hands to the floor. Woo-hoo-hoo. I need a block. Oh, thank goodness it's close. Side's a little bit tighter than my other side. Left hand plants to the floor, to the block. Right arm reaches up to the ceiling. Exhale, right hand to the inside of that right foot. Squeeze knee to elbow or knee to tricep. Left arm reaches up to the ceiling. Exhale, release both hands to the floor. Start to release that left heel. Oops, sorry, both hands to the inside of that right foot if you can. Start to release your left heel to the floor. Start to straighten your right leg. Ooh, breathe. Anybody discovering any places that are tight or extra tight that they didn't realize were that tight? Man, one more breath. Good. When you're ready to exhale, shift yourself forward to your lunge. Plant your hands to each side of that leg and step back to downward facing dog. Pedal out your heels. Lift those hips high, lift those heels high. And then exhale, come down to the floor. Take it back to your child's pose, whichever child's pose works for your body. Okay, lower it down. On that next inhale, rise up to all fours. And before we finish off our standing poses, let's take it one more time to those hip circles. So remember the lifting your tailbone up to the ceiling, shifting your hips to the right, tailbone points down to the floor, shift your hips to the left. You can get your ribs involved too. You can include your whole body in this if you'd like. Stop and go the other way. Good, and then bring it back to center. Spread your fingers wide, curl your toes under. Exhale up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, bring your gaze forward, and exhale, walk your feet up to your thumbs. Plant your feet, take your arms out to the side, navel to spine. Inhale, come up. Exhale, arms to your side. Pull that left foot back into center, cross your right foot over again. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, squeeze your legs together, navel to spine. See if you can swan dive this time. Forward fold. Actively press your feet into the floor. Squeeze your thighs together. Let your head go. Actively press your feet into the floor, navel to spine, arms out to the side. Inhale, come up. Exhale, release. Good, switch your feet. Take your right foot to center, cross your left leg over. Actively press your feet into the earth. Squeeze your thighs together. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, swan dive if you can. Woo. A little more challenging on this side. Forward fold. Good. Actively plant your feet, navel to spine, arms out to the sides. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, release your arms and release your legs. Excellent. All right, one more lunge series and we're all done. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, step your right foot back into a lunge. Go ahead and lower your knee again for this last one. Okay. Plant your right hand to the earth. Bring your left hand to your knee. And see if you can bring your belly button and the center of your chest towards the inside of that left leg. Pull navel to spine. Then you can stay right here. You can take that left arm, reach it up to the ceiling, windmill it back behind you, and see if you can come around and grab a hold, yes, of your right hip with your left hand. Good. Softly release that hip. Take your arm up to the ceiling and release it to the floor. We're going to stay to the inside of that left leg, and I want you to be very cautious and careful here. Okay? You're going to keep your hands to the inside of that left foot and just very gently, you're going to roll to the outside edge of your left foot, letting that left knee open, being soft, keeping that right glute engaged so that you can keep yourself at center. Taking a big breath in, maybe letting it go a little bit more. Maybe you can let that right glute relax just a tiny bit. If you have some flexibility in this pose, maybe you can bring your arms to the floor, but watch out for that knee. If I get a little too low, I just feel this really weird, awkward pull right there, so I'm going to stay out of it. Okay? So honoring your body where you're at. Inhale. As you bring that left leg back, shift your weight back just a little bit. And we're going to take that left foot now and bring it all the way back. Okay? And we're just going to take our right foot forward, nice and easy, into that lunge. Okay? So now our right foot forward and our left knee is back in a lunge. Okay? Plant that left hand to the mat. Take your right hand to your right knee and just see if you can turn your belly button and your center of your chest, your sternum, towards the inside of that right thigh. Navel to spine. You can stay right here, or you can take that right arm, reach it up, windmill it all the way around, and see if you can get a hold of that left hip. Don't let that knee fall out yet. We're not there yet. Take that right arm, reach it all the way up to the ceiling. Bring it down to the floor. So now both hands are to the inside of that right leg. And again, you're just going to roll to the outside edge of your right foot, letting that knee drop open gently. Engage that left glute to start, please. Let's make sure that our bodies are okay with what we're doing. And then on that next exhale, I always say like that exhale. Your exhale is like your body's permission to go a little bit deeper into your stretch. So exhale, soften that left glute a little bit. Let that right knee drop open. Find your breath. You can lower here if you'd like. I'm not even going to attempt it on this side. I know better. Let's go ahead and twist those knees over to the right. And then come back to center. And take it to the left. And come back to center. And plant those feet. You okay? You're okay. Knees bent. Bring your hands to your belly. Take a big breath in. Exhale out. And ground your body. I know with everything going on, I don't know how you feel. I don't know if you're anxious or nervous or great or happy or fine. But either way, there's a big collective energy that's happening, and it can really take us in different directions that we don't need to go. And so what we need to do when those times are occurring is ground your body into the earth. Just laying flat on your back and feeling the support that your body gets from the floor. Or standing up tall in bare feet and feeling your feet underneath you connected to the earth. be it inside or outside, whatever suits you. And I want you to just feel yourself laying right here. Be totally present in the connection between the back side of your body and the floor. Stay here as long as you'd like. Grounding and breathing. Thank you for joining me again. Thank you for being a part of these videos and these Facebook Lives. I'm very grateful for each and every one of you. I miss you all terribly. And I literally am counting down the days, whatever that may be, until we get to be in class again together. Namaste.